How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about yet another case of liberal hypocrisy as it relates to the so-called mask mandates. Now, before I get into that, I have to back up and address the elephant in the room. I have been gone for quite a while on the YouTubes, about 4 or 5 days now. I've been moving. Me and my wife been moving. I had no idea how long the process would take. I underestimated the amount of time I'd be gone, but I'm back. Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot went to a Biden quote-unquote celebration rally. Premature celebration in my opinion, but anyway. A Biden celebration rally, and she's out there with a megaphone speaking to the crowd of people. You know, there's a few things wrong with that. Number one, the big crowd. I thought that was outlawed because of the virus. But the second thing is she has no mask on and is speaking into a megaphone. I mean, it's really crazy, but she went on the news out there to defend herself. I got to have her release, all this, that. It was crazy. Now, before I get into that, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you'll see what I said. After we get done watching that, I'll talk about what she said, what she did. I'll talk about some other examples of liberal hypocrisy. Then I give you the rest of my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Reasons people feel frustrated or skeptical is they're getting a lot of mixed messages. What do you say to those who are criticizing you where less than a week ago you went out and stood before a massive crowd who was celebrating Joe Biden's victory, and now you're saying your city has to shut down? How do you have one and not the other?
Well, look, I think that we've been saying all along, everybody has to take care. Everybody has to take precaution. I will tell you, in that big crowd a week ago, everybody was wearing masks. You can see the shot here. Mask compliance in our city is actually up very, very high. But yes, there are times when we actually do need to have a relief and come together. And I felt like that was one of those times. That crowd was gathered whether I was there or not. But this has been a super hard year on everyone. Everyone feels traumatized. They feel threatened, their safety, and they don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And with this new surge in cases, we have just got to step up and do the right thing.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, Lori Lightfoot, really? Is all we're going to do? Oh, I got to have a release, and, sometimes it's okay. I mean, if it's okay sometimes have these big events with thousands of people, why is it not okay all the time? Okay, because all it takes is one time. That's why they say, put on your seatbelt all the time, because it'll be the one time you don't have the seatbelt on. That's when you get into a car wreck and you might fly headfirst through the windshield, right? That's the whole reasoning behind the mask, is to protect others all the time, not just sometimes when you feel like it's appropriate or politically expedient to do so, right? If the mask work, then wear the mask. Seatbelts work, wear the seatbelts. You get on the airplane, put on your seatbelt sometimes you don't. It got a little sign right there with a light. It says when you can and cannot wear the seatbelt. That's just what it is. So if you're going to talk about mask mandates and all these different things, then why do you just have random times where you don't need to wear the mask? It's dumb. Okay, it's totally dumb. It's ridiculous. But you know what? In her defense, I think maybe this was a release for her. Maybe it was great to go out there with no mask on and just ball out and just screech into the megaphone, because Lori Lightfoot looks super stressed out. I'm talking about 18 packs of Newports a day stressed out. I'm talking about just ready to go ahead, lay down, and kick the bucket stressed out. You 32 years old, but you appear to be 87 years old. That type of stressed out. I'm not sure about her age. I'm just exaggerating. But anyway, she looks stressed out, so maybe going out there and quote-unquote celebrating prematurely, like I said earlier, the president, allegedly Joe Biden, maybe that's a way for her to get, some things off her mind, to get a little bit of a stress reliever. Maybe that makes sense for her. All right, now to me, it makes zero sense, no sense at all. But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy out here talking, but I digress. The point is that these politicians on the left are pretty bold to go on TV and defend their crazy actions, talking about, oh, we got to have a release. Well, why can't I just pick and choose when I want to wear the mask? Maybe I'm having a bad day. Okay, I've been moving and everything else. I only got my flags on the wall. I'm stressed out, so maybe I don't want to wear the mask. But you know what? The great thing about it is these mask mandates they're trying to implement right now, they're not really going to work out too well. They're talking about this guy, Joe Biden, could become the president, right? I don't know about that. I think we still have some legal action pending, and then we'll be able to see what happens as a result of that. Okay, you got all these mathematical impossibilities that we need to investigate. So let's just say, for argument's sake, he becomes the president and he has a national mask mandate. Well, the way that he wants to implement it is by going to each city and state and trying to ask them to do it. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a penalty if you don't, but if you're just asking us to do it on a local level, that's not going to work out. As a matter of fact, there's a mask mandate where I live, and it's been like that for months, but you wear the mask just like whenever you want. You kind of pick and choose when you want to wear it. You know, it's not really a thing that is enforced. Okay, I went to a restaurant the other day, and it was sounding right. Like, I, all the time, will go to a particular place. It would be a sign on the door, mask required. I'll go in no mask, and nobody says anything to me. Okay, I went to a breakfast spot, me and my wife. We did not have on masks, myself or her, no mask. Went straight to the lady. She's like, hey, do you guys have masks? I'm like, nah. It's okay, follow me. And we got sad anyway, so it didn't even make a difference. You know, like, this whole thing is just kind of dumb. At a certain point, you can't just do whatever you want to people. It's like with this whole election thing. Oh, just take it, you know, throw your MAGA head away and it's over. Nah, how about I see some things that don't make any sense. There's irregularities. You got all kind of things that don't add up. The math does not make a lick of sense. All right. There's obvious fraud going on that anybody can see. Let's look into that and see what's going on. I'm not just going to take whatever you're telling me and accept it. Same thing with the mask. Oh, wear a mask, save lives. All right. Well, how about you first, Lori Lightfoot? How about you first, Chris Cuomo, breaking your quarantine when you had the virus and no mask on, right? How about you first? Chuck Schumer out there at a so-called Biden celebration rally? Again, no mask on. Out there, barefaced, no mask on. And then you put it on in the crowd. You got thousands of people, elbow to elbow, right? Pack of sardines. And that's fine. But you go about 5 minutes away down the street to a Brooklyn deli, and they're harassing the lady in the front, the babushka or whatever they call her in the front. For what reason, I have no idea. I think one person got harassed because their door was open, but you can have 20,000 people in New York City at a BLM rally or a Biden celebration rally, and that's fine. If we're going to pick and choose when to wear the mask and when we shouldn't wear the mask, then how about I just don't wear it? Then I can say, you know what, I'm having my own personal celebration. How about right now I found out that, I don't know, I'm the Sultan of Egypt or something crazy. How about I just find that out today and I want to celebrate? I don't want to wear the mask. Or how about my pet roach died in a tragic boating accident, right, where my guns are at too? How about that happened? And you know what? Since I'm in a bad mood as a result of that, I don't want to wear the mask. Not wearing a mask makes me feel better, just as it did for Lori Lightfoot, for Chuck Schumer, for Chris Cuomo, and the list goes on. I think Muriel Bowser out there in D.C. has some kind of, protocols where you can't really travel from place to place and you got to quarantine. And there was a Biden thing, and she went out there, real tight, close quarters, mask, no mask, didn't really matter. Oh, I can do that because it's a special occasion. If the mask is so deadly, then special occasion or not, it's irrelevant. You got to wear the mask all the time. So as I close, I want to say this. I don't really want to hear much more about this whole mask kerfuffle, okay? I'm kind of done with it. I'm over it. I don't care anymore about wearing it because those that are in charge, the main ones leading it, they don't want to wear it. You see Joe Biden not wearing it. You see all of them not really wearing it, okay? You got a million cases in California. How is the mask really working? And out of that million, how many of them were not self-reported? Like, you probably got many more million in California that have had the virus, didn't know it, or have had it, knew it, but stayed home and didn't tell a soul until they got better. How do you know how many people really have it? The infection number, the spread of it is greater than what we actually know right now, in my humble opinion. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that this whole thing with the virus is kind of played out. It's getting old to me, really. I don't even care about it no more. Oh, it's getting cold again. It's funny because the media said that Trump was ridiculous when he said that when it started to get warm, the virus would kind of go away. But in reality, it did kind of go away. It didn't totally vanish, but it wasn't like this big scourge. That same news media are now saying that it's getting colder. There's a resurgence. So isn't that exactly what Trump said, just kind of reversed? These people are ridiculous. They're morons and nut jobs. And I don't believe anything they say. You say you got to wear the mask, it saves lives, but you wear it whenever you want to wear it. If you want to convince me of a thing and you lead by example, don't just try to tell me a thing that I must do while you do something different. But you know what? It's kind of typical of the left. Do as I say, but never as I do. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.